As you know, January marks Human Trafficking Awareness Month. This Saturday, January the 11th, is Human Trafficking Awareness Day. To mark these events, we at Hartsfield-Jackson are hosting a press conference to once again thank our various partners for their efforts on this issue and to remind all of you that we will continue our efforts to protect those children, women, and men who may be victimized.
This is an important day, but maybe one of the most important media conferences we'll have this entire year. And we're marking the start of our National Human Trafficking Awareness Month. And I know all of you were here before sunrise, and if you were out there, you would have noticed that our canopies were blue. The color of represents our Human Trafficking Awareness Month. And they really are really a nice blue. It's very impressive, and I'm very thankful for the canopies and what they represent, and they really do send a signal that Atlanta cares about this problem. Our commitment began back in November 2016 when we held our first stakeholder forum, and under the leadership of Jan Lennon, our Assistant General Manager for Public Safety and Security, who you just met, we've continued to expand our efforts to prevent human trafficking at ATL. In 2017, we became the first airport in the world to sign a pledge to the Tourism Child Protection Code of Conduct, and which is an action plan to end sexual exploitation of children. Because we touch so many travelers globally, and because we have the influence to do so, we leverage that to protect the lives and potential victims throughout educational efforts and our staff, and through our messaging to hundreds of thousands of passengers who pass through ATL every day. By now, you all have heard our public service announcements urging everyone, if you see something, please say something. In fact, we've had airports from around the country, including my old airport, JFK, reach out to Hartsfield-Jackson so they can mimic our program, because we are so successful and we are leading the way, and we do have the best practices when it comes to preventing human trafficking there is. Our efforts have been a success. Thanks to all of the hard work of our team and our partners, there have been no known cases of human trafficking at Hartsfield-Jackson, and we plan to keep it that way.
And John, I don't travel as much as I used to when I was at economic development, but I still travel. And every time I'm here, whether I'm on the plane train or whether I'm in the concourse, I hear the messages that are being played over the loudspeaker. I see the promotional tools that you all are using, and you're doing an outstanding job, and people are talking about it. But it takes partnerships to train. It takes partnerships to rehabilitate those who are victims of human trafficking. And we have so many partners in the nonprofit world, the religious world, so many state partners as well. But it also takes partnerships to go after those who would buy and sell children for sex. And it takes partners to rescue those who are victims. And I am proud to be here with DA Mosley, with our friends in law enforcement at the federal, the state, and the local levels, because it takes everybody to play a role in this, and those partnerships matter to be able to leverage all of the assets and the resources that we have to protect children. And I'm proud of our office's role, and I am grateful that the legislature and Governor Kemp and First Lady Kemp have made this an issue, and as a result, we now have a human trafficking prosecutions unit at the state level as well.
The City of Atlanta is working alongside our city nonprofit organizations, advocates, business leaders, and other key stakeholders to prevent all forms of human trafficking and ensure that survivors get the help that they need. We know that women, men, and children who are vulnerable to both labor and sexual exploitation often pass through multiple city systems, such as child welfare, housing and homelessness services, immigrant services, hospitals, our courts, health and safety inspection, drug treatment programs, and more. We're committed to strengthening these systems and ensuring the safety of those at risk or currently experiencing exploitation. And as a next step, we're tailoring our existing initiatives and adding resources to better meet the needs of trafficking survivors. We've partnered with Wellspring Living, a nonprofit based here in Atlanta, to employ women survivors of human trafficking who have graduated from the academy and are now working with the City of Atlanta's Department of 311 and Watershed Management. This allows these women to continue on into self-sustainability and have a viable income for themselves and their families. Thus far, we've placed 7 women, 5 of whom are mothers, and this allows them not only to have an income, but to be insured and to have a path forward in life free of human trafficking for themselves and their children.
My name is Tasha Mosley, and I'm the newest district attorney, and Hartsfield-Jackson is in my backyard. This is my territory. And with trafficking being so prevalent now, it is one of the main focuses of my office. We have a task force of investigators that their primary job is to look for those who are victims and those who are the perpetrators. We also have special prosecutors that are specialized in prosecuting these cases. It is our job that we welcome to end trafficking in our backyard. This is a crime that is preventable if people will just speak up when they see it, and if we are able to put those who perpetrate, who are determined to hurt these humans, if we can put them in jail and end this, this will be a win for everyone throughout the world. Thank you.
The collaborative effort is a testament to the importance of this fight against this issue. We have been successful in this pursuit. We haven't had any cases of human trafficking here at Hartsfield-Jackson Airport. And with these continued efforts, we expect to continue to be the case. However, we must remain vigilant. We must continue to work as law enforcement officers to protect those that are vulnerable in this society.
Please know that humans are not for sale. Not then, not now, not ever.
We want to particularly focus on those communities that have been underserved in and around Atlanta, including communities of color, immigrant communities, LGBTQ, and those struggling with addiction.